Hey everybody, I'm Kim with the Galaxy, and today I get the privilege of speaking to one of our most amazing leaders, Crystal Eddins. Um, Crystal's going to share a little bit about herself, but I just wanted to brag on her a little bit because she doesn't brag about herself. Y'all, this girl, she's very humble in what she does. She's very humble with her success. She is so much fun and caring. And she is just that person that always has her hand out to help somebody. She's there to give somebody a boost, to give somebody a lift, to give them a hug, a smile, whatever they need. She is that kind of person. So I am going to let her just tell you all about what she's doing right now and some exciting things that are going on in her business that she's going to share. So get your pen ready because you want to take some notes to see how this successful leader gets things done. Crystal, let's start off by why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Crystal. I have been with Tupperware for 7.5 years. I have been married to my husband, Greg, for 11 years. We have three grown kids, and I have three grandbabies. That's my favorite title. I'm a Coco. I have three boys that are 4 and under, and they keep me very busy. I'm also a former teacher and school counselor. I worked in education for 17 years. I absolutely loved it. The last few years had kind of gotten very stressful. A lot of changes happened at work, and I was working lots of long hours, lots of time away from home. And that is when Tupperware came along. So, Tupperware came along at a time in my life when I really was looking for some change, and it was the perfect fit for me.
So 7.5 years ago, that's not a long time, but it seems like a lot of has happened between then and now. Tell us, Crystal, how did you start your Tupperware career? Did it start with a party?
So, actually, I had a friend that I worked with who had a VIP group. And I hadn't actually ever been to a party. I just saw her doing stuff in her VIP group. And she's one of those bubbly people that she just made it look so fun. And so I was like, I want to try that. And even when I reached out to her, she was even surprised, like, really? Because I had never sold anything before. I don't even know if I sold Girl Scout cookies. I never sold anything, but she just made it look so fun. So I hadn't actually been to a party, but I saw her doing stuff, and I think she'd done a mystery host or something in her VIP group.
Wow, y'all can't see me. I'm back here in the background, but I'm just smiling. It's amazing to me that it didn't start with a party. It started through a VIP group and what you saw there. So you said that you've been with Tupperware for 7.5 years. What's your title?
Right now, I'm a star director.
Star director. And Crystal, tell us, we have a lot of perks in Tupperware and you've had some cars. How many cars have you had?
I've had 4 cars, and before I had cars, though, I had a car that was paid for, so I didn't immediately take the car. I took the car cash for a couple years.
So how long would you say that you've been driving a Tupperware car?
When did I get my first one? Maybe 2020, maybe 2019. It might have been 2019.
So yeah. So at least about 5 years now. Five
Yeah.
years with a Tupperware car. What is the best perk about driving a Tupperware car?
Well, right now, with the way things cost so much, as everybody knows, I love that not only do I have a free car, but they pay for my car insurance. The car insurance for my husband this year, who's 60 years old and has no tickets, his car insurance doubled. And so I told him, I said, I'm so glad Tupperware pays for my car insurance too.
I know, right? People have been telling me about different car payments that they make on cars, and it just blows me away. I'm like, wow,
Yes.
wow, exactly. So, with that being said, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate having a Tupperware car?
Oh, absolutely. A 10.
Now, do you think when you're driving around in that Tupperware car, does it attract a lot of attention? Like, what's some of the craziest things that people have done to get your attention, or what have they wanted when they've gotten your attention?
Well, recently I was at Kroger and had a lady out of nowhere. She rides up on this scooter in the parking lot, And it scared me half to death. And she didn't do anything crazy. It just caught me off guard because she didn't walk up to my window. Somebody's riding up to on a scooter and tapping on my window. She was looking for, she wanted a catalog, but it just kind of
That's
scared me.
so
So she
funny.
probably thought, this woman.
That
But yeah,
is so
I always have people stop me and ask for a catalog, ask for a business card. So it does help to connect with people and for them to know that Tupperware is still around because believe it or not, I still have people who will see me and say, I didn't even know Tupperware was still around. So
so you're like you're like a rolling billboard with your Tupperware
yeah,
car.
yeah.
That's great. That's awesome. That's awesome. Think about that, people. She's got a rolling billboard. How much fun would that be if you had a rolling billboard? So continuing on with our perks and benefits that we have. Um, you've done some traveling with Tupperware, right?
Yes.
So where have you traveled?
Oh, I've had so many fun trips. So before I started Tupperware, I really honestly wasn't much of a traveler. I mean, we would go places from time to time, but as far as getting on a plane and going somewhere, I've only done that a few times in my life. Um, Especially, I've never done it by myself until Tupperware. But my first trip I earned was in 2018, and it was a one person trip. It was a director trip, and I won a trip to, or I earned a trip to New York City at Christmas time. That was the best experience. And then let's see, after that, I won a trip to Hemingway to see the plant and how everything's made. And that was a really neat trip, and I learned a lot. And I got to meet a lot of people that, I talked to online, like some of my teammates and some people in our organization. So it was a great way to connect with everybody. I earned a trip to Hawaii, and I was able to take my daughter for her college graduation. And then I earned another trip to Hawaii, but I was still working at the time. So back then I couldn't take off, and I couldn't take off for the second trip. And so I was able, you could choose different things. I think there was a media package or the trip, or you could choose a ring. This ring, I don't know if you can see it, but and I chose this ring. It's so pretty. You probably can't see it in the lighting, but
Yeah.
I love this ring. And then I earned a trip that I was able to carry my mom on, and I would never have been able to probably do anything like this. And she probably wouldn't have went. She probably felt bad because my husband wouldn't go with me. My husband does not like planes or boats, or it's hard to get him to commit to do anything like that. So I took my mom, and we had the best time. We went on a cruise to Key West, the Bahamas, and Cuba. And that was probably somewhere I never would have dreamed of going, but that was really cool. And then I earned a trip. I finally talked my husband into going somewhere when I told him I earned this trip. He agreed to it. And I didn't have it in writing or anything, but he said he was going to Canada. I earned a trip to Canada. And then COVID happened. And so we weren't able to go, but Tupperware did still reward the people that earned the trip. And so we were able to take a cash option for that, even though we didn't get to go on that trip. And then this year I earned a trip to Georgia to a winery and resort and spa. We had massages lined up, and I got COVID the day before the trip. And so I didn't get to go. So that was me. But I have earned so many trips and gotten to do so many things that I never would have been able to do had it not been for my Tupperware business.
Oh my gosh, Crystal, I absolutely love that. I always, when we think about that, I mean, look at the family members that you've taken with you on trips that would have never happened, and they happened because of your Tupperware business. That in itself, that's just like a aha moment for me. It's so exciting. Um, so you're on pace for Barcelona. You think your husband will go with you to Barcelona?
I
Yeah.
don't know. If he doesn't have a girlfriend that's willing to go, so we will go.
Oh, how fun. How fun. So what I'd like you to touch on a little bit is, can you tell us, like, Jesse, how you're doing it? What are you doing to keep track of being on pace for such a prestigious trip?
Well, for me, I have to break it down into smaller goals. So if I look at like, okay, this is what you need for the whole year, that's overwhelming. And so, I mean, it's like any goal that you have, really, though. I mean, I'm trying to lose weight right now, too. And so I have to break it down into smaller goals. And I'm going to start with 5 pounds instead of going, okay, you need to lose 50 pounds, because that's overwhelming. It's no different in your business. If you need, let's say your goal is 10,000 or 50,000. Well, don't look at what you need for the big number. I break it down into smaller goals, like, okay, this is what I need for the year. Then I go, okay, this is what I need for the month. This is what I need for the week. And this is what I can do today to work on, each one of those goals. So breaking it down into smaller goals for sure. I'm a sticky note queen. I've told people this before. Y'all can see my computer over here. Um, I keep it in front of me. I have stuff all over my house, my refrigerator, my bathroom mirror. I keep my goals in front of me just so that I don't forget, because there's been many times, like let's say Tupperware is offering a sales challenge and we can earn something. I can't tell you how many times in the past, years past, that I would get to the end of the month and go, oh, I forgot about that reward. And so I like to keep it in front of me so I don't forget what I'm working towards. One of my sticky notes up here says 7K baby, because that's my personal sales goal for myself. I'm trying to hit at least 7K for this month. And then I've got, org sales and what I need, and we got this, and trying to pump myself up over here. And then over here I've got let's go to Spain, and I have all kinds of stuff all over my computer just to keep those goals in front of me and remind myself. And then I try to set routines and habits for myself, because hitting a goal like that is not going to happen by some big vendor event I have or by a big party that I have. It's going to be the small things that I do each day, like the habits and the routines. It's going to be the writing down and reaching out to 3 people each day for recruits, or holding 4 parties every single week, or whatever that that is that I'm doing for myself. I'm making sure that I'm doing those habits every single day, because those small habits are what's going to get the big rewards.
I love it. I love it. So you're obviously super, super busy. You have your weekly goals, you have your year-long goals, you break it all down. It doesn't fall in your lap. We all understand that. So taking all that into consideration, do you have another job outside of Tupperware, another paying job outside of Tupperware?
No.
Okay, so I know you're a super busy person and you go all over the place. Can you just share with us some of the things that you do? I know you have kids and grandkids and in-laws that take your time. Share with us a little bit about that and the time that you put into it, and still making your business a success.
Well, like I told you guys, I have 3 grandkids, and it wasn't planned this way, but my daughter now is a single mom. And so we are her support, and she doesn't live here in town. And so I'm constantly on the road back and forth. With 3 kids, you've got one that's got to go to the doctor, or one that's got, one sick, or, she needs me to babysit because she does have a full-time job. And so I'm her babysitter, anything she needs for those kids, I'm here to help her. So I'm constantly on the road for that. I have my mother-in-law who's 85, and we're taking her to doctor's appointments and helping her with stuff at her house. So we are also her support because she's a widow, and we're active in our church. We're constantly going. I was telling my husband the other day, like, I don't know how we did all this when I was working full time too, and doing my Tupperware, and it was just so much. So yes, I am constantly going. But one thing I love about my Tupperware business is I can work everything around work my Tupperware business around my schedule and what's going on with us that day or that week.
Crystal, I absolutely love that. I love that you can devote so much time to your family, still getting your Tupperware business done. It's like you have created this perfect situation for you and for your family that makes it work for you, and that makes Tupperware the perfect fit for you. Would you say that anybody can make Tupperware work for them, but they have to want to do it?
Yes, I totally agree with that. You can find a way to do it. You just have to work it do it the way that it works for you. Make it work for you. You don't have to do it the way that everybody else does it. You don't have to party the way that I do. Make it work in your schedule and what works for you and your family.
Absolutely perfect. 100% I agree with you on that. So when you said yes to Tupperware, it wasn't through a party, but what was the consultant's, how do I say that word? What was the consultant's hook? What was the thing that made you go, oh, I'm gonna pay the fee and I'm gonna do this? What was it that did that for you?
Well, honestly, when I hear people tell their whys all the time, I'm always like, yes, of course, we had 3 kids at home. We went on vacation and we needed extra money, obviously. But at that point, I was really stressed out at work, and I just was looking for something fun to do, like a almost like a hobby, I guess. And she just looked like it was so much fun. I'm like, I want to try that. That looks fun. I want to do some parties like that. But now once I started doing it, I quickly realized this isn't just fun. I can actually make some money. Like we had planned to take our kids snow skiing that winter. We went every year and we always had to save our money like from January to December. We had to put money back every single month just to be able to go do that because we didn't have the money to do that. And after that first month, I told my husband, I said, I'm paying for our vacation this year. I'm going to make enough money doing this that I can pay for it. And I did. And paying for that vacation just made me kind of go, that was kind of like an aha moment for me. Just like, wow, I can really make some money doing this. I can pay off some of our bills. I can pay off a credit card. It just, all these thoughts started going through my head on what I could do with my business once I realized that I had paid for that vacation. So it didn't start off about me wanting to make money. I was just wanting to have some fun. But I ended up realizing that I could make money and have fun.
Uh, y'all can't see me, but I'm over here just smiling because everything she's saying just brings back so much of that same type of feeling. I think it's so amazing what, what we do with our business when we put our mind to it and when we get that aha of, oh my gosh, I'm actually doing this and it's actually working towards something in my life that I'm needing right now. So you basically wanted something for fun when you started out. So has your
Yeah.
yes changed like a lot over the years?
Oh, absolutely. So, now with my grandkids and my mother-in-law, and if I need to take a baby to the doctor, I don't have to call my boss and say, hey, I need some time off. Because back when I was working, when I did have to take off, I didn't have grandkids then, but anytime I had to take off, I felt bad. I even felt bad for asking sometimes, like, I hate to take off again. And so now I have the freedom that I can, be off when I want to be off and work when I work a lot, but I mean, I can work when I want to work and make it work around my schedule. And I don't have to ask anybody to be off to go do something I need to do.
I love that. I love that. Okay, Crystal, last question. Um, and I hope you all are getting a lot of great information out of Crystal and just getting that inspiration that, there is something here that could do so much more for my life. So, last question for you, Crystal. Times
Okay.
right now are challenging. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Yes. I like how she raises her eyes. Yes, yes. Okay, with that being said, what do you do to keep yourself motivated? And this doesn't necessarily have to be for your business. This could be for a combination of just in your everyday life. What do you do to keep yourself motivated?
Um, I try to always look for positives in everything. I know sometimes we tend to, when we're having a bad day, like, oh, it's horrible, I feel sorry for myself. I try to always look for something positive. And I think having small goals helps me with that too, just because, like I said earlier, it's when you look at a goal that's overwhelming, and let's say you've had a bad week, then you tend to go, I'm never going to make it. But if you're setting small goals for yourself, you're hitting some of those small goals. So it helps you to see the positives when you do have a bad day, because everybody has a bad day, and be able to move on from it. Something that's really helped me that I've done in the last few months is having a buddy. So having someone that they know what my goals are. I know what their goals are. We're checking in with each other constantly. At the end of the week, I'm going, okay, did you hit your goal for this week? Or how many parties do you have for next week? So we're kind of checking in with each other and holding each other accountable. Um, and then just taking time to do those things that do bring me joy, like my grandkids, for instance. We FaceTime all the time. I told my husband yesterday, like, I haven't heard my baby's voices today. And so they keep me going. And they constantly, by doing that, remind me of my why. So that keeps me motivated to know this is why I'm doing this, so that I can be here and I can be there for them.
Ah, Crystal, thank you so much. If I was next to you right now, I would hug you so much. This has been so great and just so much fun to talk and to share. Thank you all for joining us. I hope, like I said, I hope you took some notes and I hope you got some great inspiration and great feedback from Crystal on just, there's a lot of things that Tupperware makes available to us, guys. Take advantage of every single one of them. Big or small, it doesn't matter. Set the goal, write it down, share it with somebody, share it with your recruiter, your director, your business leader, share it with somebody, stick it on your fridge, stick it on your computer like what Crystal does, and go for it. And have a great week. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye, guys.